corner.
Serious and Silliness Outcast. I'm your host, John Livia. Please like, share, subscribe. I know everybody's watching. Just hit that subscribe button and we'll get busy. Anyway, I wanted to weigh in on this Jeff Nadu, John Alite drama going on, the beef, the YouTube beef going on. I didn't know this was happening until I had John on my show last week. And I had brought up Jeff because I had brought up Jeff when I had Gene Borello on. And Gene was like, yeah, no, he's a good guy. I like him. He does his job well, whatever. And I brought him up with John, and John dislikes him greatly. Had some choice words. Jeff actually responded to that. He responded, but he cut my face out. I wish he didn't cut my face out. It was just like him responding to what John said. But apparently, this has kind of been going on. But the latest drama is that last night, Jeff actually went on live and called out John and said, hey, come on my show and let's have this civil debate. Because apparently about a week and a half ago, Jeff did a video on Mark Ryder. Mark Ryder was a drug dealer and had serious connections with the Gambino crime family during, I believe, the 70s, 80s, maybe into the early 90s. I'm not 100% sure of the timeline, but about Mark Ryder. Apparently, the movie King of New York with Christopher Walken, the plot was loosely based on the actual person, Mark Ryder. Now, Jeff puts this out, and John Lee takes offense to this because he's saying he got a lot wrong. But John dislikes Jeff from way back when. He said choice words about him. I mean, I think last year, as late as last year, maybe even further. But here's what I think is happening. Jeff is a YouTuber and he's good at what he does, but he does what we kind of all do. He reads government files, arrest records, police reports, anything that's online that he can get his hands on to do a good video. He's pretty good at it. He is, he is very good at what he does. He might research something on Wikipedia. He kind of uses all facets. He might interview and talk to people, and he gets, a lot of the major points accurate. Well, I think John, what happens is John was kind of in the thick of things, and he knows details, and he hates when a YouTuber that wasn't in life talks about something that he was directly involved in and gets things wrong. Now, does Jeff get a lot wrong? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it to me, but according to John, he gets a lot wrong. According to Jeff, John exaggerates a lot and embellishes his stories and does lie a little bit, according to Jeff. Now, I don't know this to be true, but here's the thing. I've had both of them on my show. Jeff came on twice. We talked about, obviously, organized crime. It was actually a really good interview. We had a conversation afterwards. Seems like a good guy, whatever. John, a couple of things. John, I have a lot of respect for, not because of what he did in the street, but because of what he did for me. When I first started my podcast a couple of years back, a mutual friend of ours, Matt Granahan, spoke to John when he had the John show with Michael Dowd. This was about 2 years ago. And Matt said, hey, this is Kid. He's a friend of mine. Kid, Jesus. But I guess that's probably how he spoke about me, even though I'm in my 40s. There's this guy, John Livia. He has a show. He's trying to promote it. If he comes down to Boca Raton, Florida, will you have him in the studio and do a show with him? And John was like, yeah. And he spoke to Michael, and they were like, oh, yeah, no problem. They didn't know me. They were just taking Matt Granahan's word. I believe it was Matt and Larry Mazza. They were just taking their word for it. I came down and I gave them T-shirts, and we had it was actually a great interview. It was a good time. And they helped me. They helped me promote my channel. So I'm grateful for that. And then we went out to dinner. It was me, a friend of mine, and then Michael Dowd and John Alite. And we had we had a great time at dinner and so on and so forth. So it turned out to be a really good weekend for me. Now, on the flip side, being from New York, I work with a guy who is from Woodhaven and grew up with John. Didn't know him, but grew up around him. And he basically said that guy ran the whole neighborhood when he was growing up. I have spoken to people that were involved indirectly with him because I grew up in Brooklyn and then I lived on Staten Island. And these people were actually it was one guy. I don't want to exaggerate. It was one guy, and he actually told me, yeah, John Leach was a serious guy back in the day. So his reputation, his stories, he was definitely a real gangster. There's no question about it. Now, does he embellish his stories? I don't know. Maybe because, for YouTube's sake, I have no idea if he embellishes the stories or not. But that's what Jeff says. When John says Jeff gets a lot wrong. So here's what I propose. Since I had both of these guys on my channel and I respect and like both of them, I propose both of you come on my channel and debate about Mark Ryder or whoever else you want to debate about. I will be the moderator. Now, we can do it one of two ways. We could do it through Zoom, which would be virtual, so it doesn't matter where everybody is, right? Or I will rent out a space where we can do it in a studio. And Jeff is in, because I believe Jeff is in PA, he's in Pennsylvania, and I believe John is in Florida. I am in New Jersey. We could pick a spot. I will pay the expense of the studio. We all meet, and we could have the debate in person. I probably will have to hire security because now I wouldn't want to get on John's bad side, that's for sure. But we could do that. But I propose you two guys come on my show, Serious Intelligence Outcast, since I have no skin in the game, and I actually like and respect both of you. So I will actually be a good moderator, and I will let everybody have their piece, and then we'll let the people decide, right? We let the fans and the people that subscribe to our channel decide. This is what I say. So I am going to invite John Lead. I'm going to invite Jeff Nadu, and you guys come on my channel. We debate, we have a discussion like adults. I moderate and let the people decide. I think that would be a great idea. And believe me, I'm going to give a direct invite to both of them, Jeff Nadu from the Sitdown and John Alite on the John Alite Show, the John and Gene Show. All right, guys, later. Let's see what happens.
He's just a fucking clown that doesn't know shit about the mob.